What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. As the saga continues, these negotiations are getting closer. The fight looks like an actual possibility. But Shelly Finkle, which is the manager of Deontay Wilder, had this to say. He said that we did meet, but nothing was resolved. And internally, we were going to continue to talk about it, and then we will get back to them. But it went well, Shelly told ESPN. So, this, you could look at this either way from what he said. Shelly Finkle, I think he was I think he was straddling the fence about the meet. I think he didn't really want the meet from this interview. He was like, but nothing was resolved. He was like, we did meet. Normally when people say the negative thing first, that's what they want to convey to the public. If you listen to him, he said, we did meet, but nothing was resolved. He wanted to let everyone know that there's no deal as of yet, and whatever happened that had to be worked out, he said they'll get back to them. You know what I mean? So I don't really get that. I mean, if they're there to do business, let's do business. Let's iron out what could be made, versus the offer, and make these offers a deal. You know what I mean? But he said we were going to continue to talk about it, and then we will get back to them. But it went well. Now, the went well part was, that's positive. So we can be positive about that, at least. But I got an Egon suspicion about Shelly Finkle, man. Like, it's something that he's not comfortable with. You know what I mean? We know what the deal is now. Okay, so these 2-fight deals, I think Shelly Finkle, I think he feels the same way about the Dazn deal as he felt about the ESPN deal, even though the ESPN deal was way less lucrative than this deal by a long shot. But in Shelly Finkle's mind, I think he's thinking more of networks and ownership of networks, and loyalty of networks versus anything else. Because if you listen to him, what he said about Deontay going to ESPN was like, no, we're just not going to give you our fighter. I think, and I'm reading into this paragraph he did say, but nothing was resolved. I think that maybe he felt that Dazn was trying to take his fighter. You know what I mean? And I believe that's what probably took those negotiations a turn. Or maybe they just heard what the pitch that Dazn had, and then they just told him, well, hey, we'll get back to you. And then they told the press this particular news that I just read you guys and counterpunched to you all. So I'm thinking it might be the same thing, or he might feel the same way about about Dazn as ESPN. Because people are funny when it comes to networks, especially when they get to a point of creating relationships with that particular network. And I think that Shelly Finkle is one of those guys that he's not tied to a network, but I think he feels more comfortable with that. Because you could look at this 50-50, but it went well. Probably what John Skipper said a lot of things that were positive, but they probably wasn't what he wanted to hear as far as making a deal done. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, why would he even say, oh, but nothing was resolved? You know what I mean? You got the offer. If the offer's good for you, it is. If it isn't, kick rocks. But at the end of the day, you got a deal. You have an offer, rather. You have the offer, so you need to accept the offer in order to make a deal. So this might be the same thing for Dazn as ESPN. Now, I hope not. I hope Deontay Wilder does accept the money. But you know something? I realize that it's not all about Deontay Wilder. I don't think Deontay Wilder can make his own decisions. I don't believe that. He can call himself free agent until he's black and blue in the face, okay? But at the end of the day, I don't think that he can make a decision to join Dazn on his own. You know what I mean? Because he has all these guys, all these brains attached to him. And I believe that. And if you're looking at stuff like this, then you got Al Heyman, JD, Luda Bella, because Luda Bella set this up, not Shelly Finkle. Shelly Finkle was there present because he's the manager, and he manages Deontay Wilder. Okay, so I don't know, and I don't feel that Shelly Finkle wants to leave Showtime. I think his objective was to stay at Showtime, not to go anywhere else. You know, and again, people think for Deontay. I don't think Deontay speaks for himself. Maybe he might think he does, but I don't think he does. Honestly, I don't think he's his own person, and he has his own business mind and make his own business decisions. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think Shelly meant by that comment. I will leave the link below, so I'll let you guys read the whole thing as in its entirety. Of course, please subscribe, guys. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.